Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. This is Dee, and I'm going to just start off this video by saying this is the fourth attempt making this video. Unbeknownst to me, all the pictures that were on my phone, which is what I used to film, were taking up a lot of space, and 3 previous times I was filming my video and it shut off after about 7 or 8 minutes, and I thought, what is going on? Well, then I figured out it was because all the internal storage was pretty full. So anyway, so I've taken care of that, and so hopefully we'll have some success this time. Now, I was not going to start off over from scratch tonight, so this is what we're starting with. We are going to make a postcard, and I'll start off by saying that I used this Winsor Newton watercolor cold pressed 300 GSM watercolor cardstock. It's not cardstock, you know what I mean. So this has been a long day. So anyway, I tore off a piece and I cut it into a postcard size 4x6. And then the next thing is I have this Simon Says Stamp Big Thanks Autumn stamp set that was part of a kit that I got several years ago. And so I have used this stamp right here, and then this little sentiment stamp. So we'll put that aside for now. And I have some watercolor palettes and my watercolors. Now, I'll just show you what these are. I've had these for several years. Daily Rowney watercolor 12 set, and in this particular postcard, I'm using the burnt sienna, the yellow ochre, the combination of sap green and viridian, and the lemon yellow. Okay, so that's aside. So I have my brushes here too. And 2 of these are Princeton Snap brushes. This is size 6, this is size 0. This is a Daily Rowney round. I have no idea what size it is because it's worn off. And so I got started with this and doing the sunflowers. Now I'm just gonna kind of wet things down a little bit because I worked on this earlier today and before the fiasco of the phone not working. And so what I'm going to do is, I better get that little bit wet. We are going to add a little bit more color to, I think I'll add a little more water too. That was pretty dry. Now, I may tell you, I am not an artist, okay? I have a son who is an artist, but I am not. So I just like to dabble in things. And so a few years ago, I thought I would try to do a little bit of watercoloring. And so that's how I have these supplies. And so I've got these kind of filled in the way I want. Now I'm going to take this, add a little more water, and we are going to do a little coloring of these leaves. Oh no, that's not very wet, is it? Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to find these similar leaves and we'll color those in. And I have to tell you, when I stamped out the design on this watercolor paper, it took me several tries because it's toothy, what they call toothy, and that basically means it's got a lot of texture. Whoa, that was a little bit too much, but this is what we'll do. We'll take this and we'll just dab at it, and that will take care of that. I'll do a little bit of different color green here. Okay, so it's been a day. I'll just say it has been a day for more than one reason. Okay, now I think I'm going to do a little bit of, whoops, I don't want to do that. We're going to color these maple leaves. Now the problem is they're kind of the same color as the sunflowers, and I don't really want them that color. So I'm going to add a little bit of something so they're not quite so similar to the sunflowers themselves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this little bit of darker yellow. That's probably the what is that called? Yellow ochre. Yeah, it's the yellow ochre. And, oh, I didn't get this one here, did I? Okay, so today has been an absolutely gorgeous day outside here in Iowa. And I spent a little time outside with Stewie, our dog, and so we were kind of cuddling up with this lovely weather. Okay, there we go. Let's get a little bit of this. We'll add a little bit of depth here, just a tiny bit. I'll kind of go like along the leaf or the veins, kind of, sort of. Okay. Now, I promise I will do a better job of cleaning my brushes after we're done here. Okay, so the next thing, I kind of want to color these a little different color. So I have this little skinny brush, this size 0, and we'll get some of those little skinny leaves colored in, painted in, should say. And our leaves here are, I would say they're on the downward side of the peak, okay? So, which is kind of always sad to see, but that's just the way it is, you know? There's a life cycle to everything. Okay. Not perfect, but I think I'll get this just a little different color here. Okay. Now, I had this red, and boy, that really dried up over the hours that this has been. It took me, I want to say, a good 2 hours to transfer all of the photos on my phone to my laptop. And thankfully, our son showed me how to do that, and so I was able to get that done today. But the downside of that is, even though I've made room for, videos, doing videos on my phone, now if I want to look at pictures that I've taken with my phone, I'm going to have to get on the laptop to do that. So that's kind of the bummer part of it. But, oh well, we have to do what we have to do, don't we? Okay, now one thing I think I will do, that's all nice and clean, I'm going to add just a little more depth to the sunflowers here, the petals. And in other news, Kurt is done with beans in the harvest and has gone back to corn, so we're very, very grateful for how things are going. I think we'll both be ready for him to be done. But, you know, that's just the way it is every year. Thankful for the harvest and how God's provided for us. So we just go from there. Okay, one last thing. I think I'll use this one. If you'll notice on this particular palette, I combined red and green to make this kind of, it's almost like an olivey color. When you take, and I'm going to color the middle of the sunflowers with this. When you combine two opposite colors on the color wheel, they get muddy. Now, I'm not saying they're going to turn the exact same shade of brown whenever you do the opposite, you know, the complementary colors, but it will be kind of a form of brown, okay? So that's what I'm doing with the middle of the sunflowers here. And there you go. I think I've got everything here. Now, here's an example of the first two that I did earlier in the day. And so, you know, they're mostly the same, a little bit different. And I'll show you, is it this one? Yes. This one was the very first one I did. And look what I did. This was from an actual postcard pack. I did it upside down. Upside down. So anyway, I'll send these to our kids and wish them happy Thanksgiving. That's what I'll use them as for Thanksgiving postcards. And I like this, really like this sentiment. In the season of thanks, I am most thankful for you. And I certainly am thankful for our kids. They're a gift and a blessing to us. Okay, guys, if you like this video, please like it. If you wouldn't mind sharing, I'd love it if you would do that. Sharing with somebody you know. Comment below. And if you are still watching at this point, I would love if you would put down in a comment your favorite fall food. Or if you're in the UK, your autumn food. I would love to engage with you about that. So be watching for my videos at Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.